When life hits you so hard that you can barely breathe, remember, it's not the punch that defines you. It's whether you get back up and fight again. Ladies and gentlemen, life has a way of testing us, not with small challenges, but with storms that shake the very foundation of who we are. There are moments when you lose everything you thought you couldn't live without, times when you give your all, and life gives you nothing in return. And in that dark silence, when you're lying on the floor of your pain, you start to wonder if you'll ever get up again. But hear me, you are stronger than your circumstances. You were not created to stay down. You were built to rise. Every champion has scars, not because they never fell, but because they refused to stay down when they did. The truth is, the comeback is always greater than the setback. The fall doesn't break you. It reveals you. It strips away your comfort, your pride, your excuses, and shows you what you're really made of. Some of you have been through storms that should have destroyed you, but you're still standing. And that means there's more fight left in you. When life knocks you down, don't spend your time complaining about the pain. Use that pain. Let it sharpen your focus. Let it remind you that your story isn't over. The people who win in life are not the ones who never fail. They're the ones who never quit. You see, life will whisper, stay down. You've lost too much, but your spirit must roar back, I'm not done yet. You've got to believe that where you are now is not where you have to stay. You've got to rise up with the fire of determination, even when your legs are trembling and your heart is breaking. And remember this, every breakdown carries within it the seed of a breakthrough. The people who rise from the ashes don't wait for perfect timing. They take what's left, rebuild with what they have, and turn their scars into strength. So if you've fallen, get up. If you've been broken, rebuild. If you've been doubted, prove them wrong. Because your comeback story could be the hope someone else needs to keep fighting theirs. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not over until you win. Pain is a teacher, not a life sentence. When you get hit hard by life, when you face heartbreak, loss, betrayal, or failure, your first instinct is to ask, why me? You question your worth, your strength, your purpose. But what you don't realize in that moment of pain is that the very thing breaking you is also building you. Life doesn't send pain to destroy you. It sends pain to develop you. Every struggle carries a lesson. Every disappointment hides direction. And every wound has wisdom inside it. But you only find it if you choose to look. See, pain will make you question everything you thought you knew about yourself. It will strip you bare of your comfort, expose your weaknesses, and demand growth. Most people run from pain. They numb it, they hide from it, they pretend it's not there. But those who rise, those who truly evolve, are the ones who sit with it, listen to it, and learn from it. Pain is a teacher that never wastes its lessons. It's not polite, it's not patient, but it's always purposeful. When you've been knocked down and you feel like everything around you is falling apart, remember, that's where transformation begins. You don't grow in the sunshine, you grow in the storms. The seed doesn't blossom until it's buried in darkness. Sometimes life will bury you not to kill you, but to plant you. You'll cry, you'll doubt, you'll want to quit. But if you stay faithful through the pain, something powerful will emerge, strength you never knew you had, peace that no one can take away, and clarity that pain alone can teach. Pain refines you. It scrapes away what's not meant to stay. Your ego, your fears, your excuses. And when it's done with you, you're left with a version of yourself that's stronger, wiser, more compassionate, and more grounded. That's why you can't despise your pain. You can't curse it. You've got to thank it. Because one day, you'll look back and realize that the thing that hurt you the most also taught you the most. It showed you how to fight, how to believe, and how to rise. And when people see you standing strong, smiling through the storm, walking tall after being knocked down, they won't understand it. But you will, because you'll know that pain was your trainer, not your tormentor. You'll know it was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to prepare you. And that, my friends, is how pain becomes power. Now let's talk about mindset, because your comeback depends on it. Your mindset determines your comeback. The way you think when you're down determines whether you'll ever get up again. You can lose money, lose opportunities, lose people, but the one thing you can't afford to lose is your belief in yourself. When life hits you, the real battle isn't around you, it's inside you. You can't control the storms, but you can control how you respond to them. You can't control who leaves, but you can control what you believe after they're gone. You can't control the fall, but you can decide how you rise. Your mindset is the difference between staying broken and becoming unbreakable. See, when you fall, it's easy to accept defeat. It's easy to start saying, maybe I'm not meant for more. Maybe this is all I'll ever be. That's your fear talking, not your future. Your mind will try to protect you by convincing you to settle, to give up before you get hurt again. But if you want to bounce back, you have to challenge that voice. You have to say, no, this is not where my story ends. This is where my fight begins. Your thoughts are seeds. What you plant determines what grows. If you plant fear, you'll harvest doubt. If you plant faith, you'll harvest courage. You can't think like a victim and live like a victor. You can't dwell on defeat and expect a breakthrough. You have to discipline your mind to see beyond your current struggle and believe in the possibility of your comeback. When you shift your mindset, your energy changes. When your energy changes, your actions change. And when your actions change, your life changes. That's how comebacks happen, not overnight, not by luck, but by consistent belief and relentless action. You've got to feed your mind with hope. Surround yourself with people who speak life into you. And remind yourself daily that this setback is temporary. The greatest battles are fought in silence, in your thoughts, in those lonely hours when no one's cheering for you. But if you win there, if you win in your mind, win everywhere else. So when life knocks you down, don't just get back up physically, rise mentally. Tell yourself, I'm coming back stronger. I'm coming back wiser. I'm coming back unstoppable. Because your mindset will either be your prison or your passport. And if you choose growth, faith, and resilience, there's nothing, absolutely nothing that can keep you down for long. Embrace failure as fuel. Most people fear failure like it's a curse, when in truth, it's the greatest motivator life could ever give you. Failure doesn't come to end you. It comes to educate you. Every time you fall short, every time something doesn't work, every time a dream slips through your fingers, life isn't saying, you're done. It's saying, not yet. It's preparing you for something bigger, something better, something you wouldn't have been ready for without the lesson failure brought. When you fail, it hurts. It shakes your confidence. It makes you question your worth. You start to replay the mistakes in your mind, wondering where you went wrong. But here's the truth. Everyone who has ever reached greatness has walked through the valley of failure. Not once, not twice, over and over again. What separates the winners from the quitters is not talent, not luck, not even opportunity. It's attitude. The winners refuse to let failure have the final word. Every failure carries within it the seeds of wisdom. It teaches you what doesn't work, what you need to improve, and who you truly are when things don't go your way. Success doesn't test your character. Failure does. You don't learn endurance from victories. You learn it when everything falls apart and you still choose to keep going. That's how strength is built. Through fire, not comfort. You've got to stop letting failure shame you. Stop letting it silence you. Let it ignite you. Let it drive you. Let it push you into action. When you fall, get up with more passion, more hunger, more determination. Don't let failure break your spirit. Let it build your resilience. Because the truth is, failure is never the opposite of success. It's the foundation of it. The problem is, most people stop too soon. They get knocked down and decide, maybe this isn't for me. But what if the next attempt was the one that would have worked? What if that door was right around the corner? You'll never know if you stop walking. You'll never know if you stop trying. You've got to fall in love with progress, not perfection. Every mistake is part of your growth. Every loss is part of your training. Every no is bringing you closer to your yes. So the next time failure shows up, smile at it. Shake its hand. Say, thank you for the lesson. Now watch me try again. Because when you learn to turn failure into fuel, there's no force on earth that can stop you. You stop fearing rejection. You stop fearing loss. You stop fearing the unknown. And that's when you truly become powerful. Failure will no longer scare you because you'll understand it's just feedback. It's not a wall. It's a mirror, reflecting what you need to fix before your next victory. And when you embrace that truth, you stop running from failure. You start chasing growth. You stop saying, what if I fall? And start saying, what if I fly? Because the greatest version of you will only be born once you learn to rise again and again from the ashes of your failed attempts. Now, let's talk about the people around you. Because no one bounces back alone. Surround yourself with strength. When life knocks you down, the voices around you matter. You can't heal in an environment that keeps reminding you of your hurt. You can't grow if you're surrounded by people who have no vision for their own lives. The company you keep can either lift you higher or drain the life out of you. There are two kinds of people in this world, those who feed your fear and those who feed your faith. When you're at your lowest, when doubt starts whispering, you need people who remind you of who you are. People who see your potential even when you can't see it yourself. They'll speak life into your dreams when you're ready to bury them. They'll pull you forward when your legs feel too weak to move. But here's the challenge. Not everyone in your circle deserves access to your spirit. Some people are attached to your comfort zone, not your calling. Some are fine with the old you, not the growing you. When you start to rise, they'll call you different. When you change, they'll say you've forgotten where you came from. But don't let their fear of change keep you from evolving. You're not obligated to stay small for anyone. The right people will challenge you to think bigger, to act bolder, to believe harder. They'll hold you accountable when you're slacking, not because they doubt you, but because they know what's inside you. Surround yourself with people who fan your fire, not those who extinguish it. You need voices that remind you of your strength when you forget it. You need energy that lifts you, not weighs you down. Life's battles are too heavy to carry with people who don't believe in fighting back. Build a circle that celebrates your progress and prays for your purpose. And if you can't find that circle right now, start by becoming it. Be that strong voice for someone else. Encourage others the way you wish someone had encouraged you. Because when you help others rise, you rise too. Strength attracts strength. So when life knocks you down, check your circle. If the people around you don't inspire you to get back up, find new people. Because no one makes a powerful comeback surrounded by small minds. Protect your energy, protect your dream, and stand with those who see the greatness in you, even when you can't see it yourself. Focus on the next step, not the whole staircase. One of the biggest reasons people stay stuck after life knocks them down is because they get overwhelmed by the size of the mountain in front of them. They start thinking about everything that went wrong, everything they lost, and everything they have to do to fix it. And before they even take the first step, they talk themselves out of trying. You see, it's not the fall that destroys you. It's the belief that you can't climb again. When you're at rock bottom, looking up can feel impossible. The distance between where you are and where you want to be seems too far, too painful, too slow. But that's when you must remind yourself, progress doesn't happen in leaps, it happens in steps. Small, consistent, determined steps. You don't have to see the top of the mountain to start climbing. You just have to see the next rock, the next foothold, the next move. Most people wait until the path is clear before they move forward. They want certainty before commitment, results before effort. But life doesn't work that way. Faith means moving even when you can't see the finish line. It means believing that every small action, no matter how insignificant it feels, is building something bigger than you can imagine. When life knocks you down, you've got to stop thinking about how far you've fallen and start focusing on how far you can go. Don't let the size of your dreams scare you. Let them stretch you. Take one step, then another, then another. Every little bit counts. You might not move fast, but as long as you're moving, you're growing. Sometimes the climb feels endless. You'll question your strength, your timing, your purpose. But remember this, slow progress is still progress. Crawling forward is still movement. Don't despise small beginnings. The road to your comeback is not a sprint. It's a journey of persistence, discipline, and belief. You build confidence through motion. The more steps you take, the clearer the path becomes. You can't rebuild your life in one day, but you can make one day count. You can wake up, show up, and give your best to the moment in front of you. Focus on what you can control today, and tomorrow will start to take care of itself. When you stop worrying about the entire staircase and start mastering one step at a time, you take back your power. You stop being paralyzed by fear, and you start being driven by purpose. So don't wait for the perfect plan. Don't wait for all the answers. Just start. Start where you are, with what you have, and with the belief that you'll figure out the rest along the way. Because life rewards movement. When you move, the universe moves with you. When you take one step, doors you couldn't see before start to open, and soon what once felt impossible becomes your new normal. Rebuild with purpose, not pity. When you've been broken, it's easy to sit in the pain, to replay the memories, to drown in the why me. You start to define yourself by what happened instead of what can happen next. But the truth is you can't build a new chapter if you keep rereading the old one. The comeback starts when you stop feeling sorry for yourself and start asking, what now? Pity keeps you in the past. Purpose pulls you into the future. You've got to make a decision. Are you going to let your pain be your prison or your platform? Because life doesn't owe you anything, but it gives you everything you need to rebuild: strength, vision, resilience, and the will to fight again. The moment you shift from self-pity to self-respect, everything changes. You may have lost people, opportunities, or time. But as long as you're still breathing, you haven't lost your potential. You're still in the fight. You still have something to give. The question is, what are you going to do with the pieces? You can sit there surrounded by your brokenness, waiting for someone to save you, or you can take those pieces and build something stronger, something wiser, something that reflects the person you've become. When you rebuild with purpose, you don't just want to get back to where you were. You want to grow beyond it. You want your comeback to have meaning. You want your pain to produce power, your struggle to shape strength. That's what rebuilding with purpose looks like. It's not about proving others wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about showing life that no matter how hard it hits you, you'll always find a way to rise. You see, people who rebuild with pity stay stuck. They keep waiting for apologies, for closure, for the world to be fair. But those who rebuild with purpose stop waiting and start working. They turn their pain into motivation, their failures into wisdom, and their doubts into discipline. They rise because they refuse to be defined by what broke them. Every scar you carry is a reminder that you survived. It's proof that you were tested and didn't give up. Wear those scars with pride. They're not signs of weakness, they're symbols of endurance. They tell the world, I've been through the fire, but I came out refined. So rebuild with purpose, rebuild with passion, rebuild with the fire that says, I may have fallen, but I'm not finished. Because when you rise again, and you will, your comeback won't just inspire you, it'll give someone else the courage to get back up too. And that, my friends, is the power of rising with purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, every one of us will face moments that shake us to the core. Life will knock you down, strip away your confidence, and test the very limits of your spirit. But hear me, you are not defined by the fall. You are defined by the fight. You are not a product of your pain. You are a product of how you rise from it. Every setback you faced wasn't meant to stop you. It was meant to strengthen you. Every failure you've endured wasn't meant to break you. It was meant to build you. The pain, the losses, the heartbreaks, the disappointments, all of it was preparation. Preparation for the person you're becoming. Preparation for the battles you were born to win. You've got to make a decision that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you will get back up, not weaker, but wiser. Not bitter, but better. You've got to tell yourself, this is not how my story ends. Because the truth is, it's never over until you win. Stop replaying the fall and start focusing on the rise. Use your pain as power, your failures as fuel, your scars as stories of strength. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your greatness. Take one step at a time and rebuild with a sense of divine purpose. You're not just bouncing back, you're bouncing forward. And one day when you look back, you'll realize that everything that tried to destroy you actually prepared you. The storm didn't come to bury you. It came to plant you. You've been tested, stretched, and shaken, but you're still here. That means there's more left for you to do, more left for you to give, more life left for you to live. So, rise with courage, rise with conviction, rise with the unshakable belief that the best of your life is still ahead of you. Because no matter what life throws your way, you are built to bounce back. And when you do, the world will know that the fighter in you is always greater than the fall.